Hey, what up everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you with the news of the day. The one big topic that really jumped out and really slapped me in the face was the rumor that none other than Ric Flair will be joining the cast of Legends House for season number 2 as basically as the headliner to bring people in to see the way that Ric Flair lives. Ric Flair, to me, honestly, when he was on Celebrity Wife Swap with Roddy Piper, stole the show. I have seen a few episodes of Celebrity Wife Swap before this, probably after this. I've never really paid attention to it. It's the first time I've really sat down and watched 100% of the show. Most of the time my wife is doing something and I might be sitting on the couch, but I'm paying attention, looking at my iPad or my laptop or doing one thing or the other. But seeing the way that Piper lives and the way that Flair lives outside of, our wrestling screen was beyond awesome. Ric Flair put on the mustache, went out, cut the promo against the Ham. Always going to be one of the best things I've ever seen wrestlers do outside. Going over, I watched a few minutes of the Mick Foley episode, and it didn't really grab my attention. But Ric Flair did. If Ric Flair really does get put on this show, I'm firstly going to be ecstatic that they're making a season 2 of the show, because I was wondering what they were going to do since there was such a big, long gap between the filming of season 1 and the end of season 1, which is actually going to be on TV like 3 years later after it's been shot, because they were trying to get this in the can, first they were trying to get it on their own network, then they were trying to sell the show and get it on another network to make some money off it, because it was just sitting around doing nothing. It's going to be a little awkward to see these guys 3 years later and try to play off the fact that, this was nothing. I'm sure if they were at WrestleCon or something where they were to cross the lines, maybe at Access, Tony Atlas and Hacksaw Jim Duggan wouldn't have had a problem at all. But that was basically the biggest part of last night's episode, which I need to watch today. The other rumored person that we're going to build it around was Hulk Hogan. Honestly, Hulk Hogan is one of my favorite guys. Hulk Hogan's already had his own reality show. We've already seen the way he lives, back when he was living with Brooke and Nick and Linda, with the Hogan Knows Best. And Hulk Hogan didn't have the most fascinating life. He said that when he did that show, it was mostly to make his wife into a celebrity. He was trying to pay her back, he was trying to give her the rub because she always wanted to be a big deal, but because she was at home taking care of the kids, she never got to have the limelight that she once was looking for. Well, as always, in most shows that end up on TV with reality show basis, they got divorced. Just like everybody else does, pretty much. It seems that if you go through over the Newlywed Show, that was an awesome show back in the day with Nick and Jessica. She's still a babe. I don't know, Dave Navarro and Carmen Electra, I think they got divorced. Everything else that I can pretty much think of, you get on TV, you get divorced. It's just a common line straight going to that. But I don't know, basically, if you built the show around Hogan, it'd probably be like Brutus Beefcake. Jimmy Hart, because he was on the first season, wouldn't actually be on the show, but he'd always be like that guy that's sort of on the side because he's always like Hulk Hogan's follower, or maybe his real life manager, whatever his role is. Maybe you'd see Jimmy Hart's hand, or you see half of Jimmy Hart's face just sitting there in the corner. But I don't know, it'd be like him, Brutus Beefcake, Greg the Hammer Valentine, sitting around getting stoned all the time, not really doing a whole bunch. It wouldn't lead to a whole bunch of fun TV. Flair knows his role, and he needs to be the guy when he walks in, no matter if he's in this show or if he's a subplot, he is going to be the one thing that you care about the most. He's the guy who, when the steaks aren't getting delivered, he's going to order up a whole restaurant of chefs to come in and cook those steaks. He's going to spend, $1,000 on each dinner, and he's not going to care because he's Ric Flair, and he needs to live up to that gimmick. If this show is going to be a huge hit, Ric Flair needs to be on it. It is going to be awesome. It's going to be a limelight. We're going to see Ric Flair walking around the house in just his Ric Flair robe, no pants on. They're going to have to be editing that, putting the blur on. It's going to be awesome. Please have him go to a shop and serve ham. It's going to be spectacular. Legends House Season 2, just the fact that they're thinking about it is going to be awesome to me. Peace out.